Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to this month's Horigin Files. So I am Random Ross, and this is the monthly show where I go into the depths of a horror character. This month, I am going over one of my favourite horror characters, or favourite slasher villains at least, and that is Jason Voorhees. Yes, so let's get into it. Horigin Files, Jason Voorhees. First appearance, Friday the 13th, 1980. Horror series, the Friday the 13th franchise. Home place of origin, Camp Crystal Lake. Relatives, Pamela Voorhees, mother. Occupation, serial killer. Species, undead supernatural force. Created by Victor Miller and Sean S. Cunningham. Portrayed by various actors. Jason Voorhees, born on June 13th, 1946, was raised by his mother, Pamela Voorhees. His father, Elias Voorhees, was not that much in the picture. Raised and loved by his mother, he suffered from a condition known as hydrocephalus, which caused fluid to build on the brain, causing head swelling and hair loss. During the summer months, Jason's mother Pamela would work at Camp Crystal Lake, a summer camp at the small town they live at called Crystal Lake, where she would work as the cook and Jason would mingle with the other kids and take part in the summer activities. However, one unfortunate day in 1957, whilst the two camp counsellors that were meant to be keeping an eye on Jason and all the other children were making love and getting busy, Jason was being tormented and picked on by the other kids, where he fell into the lake. Unable to swim, the poor boy drowned. Or did he? Either way, driven by grief and rage, Pamela Voorhees went on a killing spree to punish the counsellors responsible and prevented the lake from ever being opened until the events of the first Friday the 13th, where they almost opened again, but Mrs. Voorhees prevented that when she went on a killing spree, channeling her son Jason through her, encouraging to kill others. However, Jason was not dead, as he grew into a man, so somehow he must have survived, going on a killing rampage to avenge his mother after she was killed in the first Friday the 13th from being beheaded, killing the final girl responsible. Jason would go on to kill wearing a potato sack on his head and use various tools until the third installment, where he donned the iconic hockey mask and machete and went more on violent killing sprees, until he encountered a young boy named Tommy Doyle, who managed to fool him and managed to bring memories back from his childhood by resembling him. However, after Jason had his guard down, Tommy overpowered him and killed Jason, where he was dead. However, Tommy Doyle would be forever haunted by the horrors and the experiences of Jason. As a grown man, he then returned to the grave of Jason, where he dug him up, attempting to destroy his body, but whilst in a minute of rage, stabbing the body with a metal rod. The lightning storm conducted electricity into his body, jolting him back to life, making him an undead supernatural force, where he was unkillable and had super strength and killed. Even at the end of the events of part 6, he was weighed down and chained to a rock at the bottom of the lake, where he resurfaced again. Although he was decayed, he was still unstoppable, and even then, he was taken to New York when he hitched a ride on board a ship called the SS Lazarus, and continued his killing spree there. However, after he would be melted away by chemicals in the New York sewer system, he would be resurrected once again at Crystal Lake, as if he's drawn to the area, as if it's connected to him, and whenever he is destroyed elsewhere, he is reborn there. In the early 2000s, Jason was resurrected once again to spread fear in the residents of Elm Street, so Freddy Krueger, the Springwood slasher, would be revived through the memories and fear of those victims. Of course, Jason got carried away and ended up killing a lot more than Freddy wanted. There, he crossed paths with the Dream Demon and they fought to the death. However, Jason survived and lived on in Camp Crystal Lake, where at one point he came across a monster hunter called Ash Williams. However, in the mid-21st century, he was captured and contained by Crystal Lake Research, where he would be planned to be extracted to make mass regeneration medicines and healing abilities and other things. However, in an attempt to escape, Jason was frozen and cryostasis for 400 years, where 400 years later, students from the far future had managed to salvage him and take him back to their spaceship, where he awoke once again and resumed his killing rampage in space. But, of course, when they thought they destroyed him, nanorobots rebuilt him as a big cyborg killer, but then was fought off and impacted down to Earth 2, where it's assumed that he would still survive and would be back once again. In the late 2000s, the franchise was given a reboot, which saw bits of the plots of the first 4 installments mashed together, where this time Jason was the killer, and he also went on a killing rampage. Of course, not dead, but still a muscular, strong force which killed people around the lake, driven by the grief of his mother. Throughout the 4 decades that the Friday the 13th series has been around, Jason has been portrayed by various actors throughout the films. The longest actor to have played him was Kane Hodder, who played Jason from Part 7 all the way to Jason X, and has gone on to become a popular character in the horror genre, particularly slashers, and has had the most installments in a franchise and kills. But of course, since Halloween Ends came out in 2021, Michael Myers has taken that title from him since as the most installments in a franchise. However, the Friday the 13th franchise is still going strong to this day, with a prequel TV show in the works called Crystal Lake. So, in one way or another, whatever the timeline may be, Jason isn't dying anytime soon. And there you go, the Horigin files on Jason Voorhees. Is there anything I might have missed about him that I didn't mention? Did you learn anything you didn't know about Jason? Do let me know down in the comments below. And yes, it may not be Friday the 13th, but June is Jason's birth month. So, yes, I hope you've liked this video. So be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And until next time, don't have nightmares. Joe's not saying ch-ch-ch ha-ha-ha, he's actually saying kill ma-ma-ma. That's something I might have forgot to mention. Anyway, yes, I'll be seeing ya.